Today is Tuesday, April 13th. We are going to do 6.3 part B, and then there is a short assignment on easel again. Reminder, there is homework help in the library every day after school until 4 p.m. Please come. No one's been coming when I'm there, and it's really sad. We want to help you pass your classes. All right, so we're going to continue on with exponential functions. So if you remember, before we did a times b to the x. Well, last time when we were doing it, all of our b values were greater than 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. Now we're doing exponential functions when b is greater than 0 but smaller than 1. So it's in between 0 and 1. So common examples: 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, that kind of stuff. So b, this value here, is one of these values. So graphing it when b is in between 0 and 1. So I already put the points here, and I'm just going to show you guys how I go ahead and graph it since I didn't do a very good job of that last time. So for this first one, I have -2 and 4. So my first point is right there. Then I have -1, 2, 0, 1. So then I just kind of smoothly connect my dots together to the best of my ability. It's not going to be pretty, but they're connected. And then the bottom one is always just kind of a straight line. So it looks like this. So if you noticed last time when we did it, when b was greater than 1, it went up to the right. This time it goes up to the left. I'm going to erase this so I don't confuse anyone. Okay, now I'm going to do the second graph when it's a negative half. So -2, -4, so it's going to come down. -1, -2, and 0, -1. So this time it falls, ooh, that's not very good. This time it falls down to the left, whereas last time it fell down to the right. So that's the difference between greater than 1 and in between 0 and 1. All right, now an example that you might see on your homework. So I have -1, and so I'm going to plug that in for x. So 2 times 1/4 to the -1 power. So that really will be, I have 2 times 1 to the -1 and 4 to the -1. Now to make these exponents positive, I flip them to the other side of the fraction to make them a positive exponent. So it's really 2 times 4 over 1, and then multiplying fractions, 2 times 4 is 8 over 1, or 8. So my first ordered pair is -1, 8. Now my second number is 0, so I have 2 times 1/4 to the 0 power, and anything to the 0 power is 1. So I have 2 times 1, which gives me 2, so 0, 2. And last, I have 2 times 1/4 to the first power, so I'm just going to do 2 times 1/4 in my calculator, and I get 0.5. So my next one is 1 and 1/2. Now I'm going to plot these points. So -1 and then 8, so all the way up here, 0 and 2, and 1 and 1/2. So I'm going to just go in between right there, because this would be 1, this would be 0, so that would be 1/2. Then I'm just going to try and connect the dots the best I can. It's not the prettiest, but at least I show that I know where they go. So here is my plotted points and my graph. I'm going to do one more example. So this time I have a negative a value, and then my b value is 1/2, so in between 0 and 1 again. So I'm going to do -3 times 1/2 to the -2. So that will really be, I might not have enough room, I'm going to write kind of small. -3 times 1 to the negative half over 1 to the negative 2 and 2 to the negative 2. Then I'm going to do like I did last time and swap them so they're positive. So I have negative 3 times 1, or 2 times 2 over 1 times 1. 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 times 1 is 1. So it's really 3 times 4 over 1, and 3 times 1 over 4 times 1. So that gives me 12 over 1. So my ordered pair is negative 2, comma 12. Then next up, negative 1. So negative 3 times 1/2 to the negative 1. Same thing as I did above. I'm going to swap it around. 2 over 1. So I have 6. And lastly, I have 0. And anything to the 0 power is 1. So negative 3 times 1 gives me negative 3. So I'm going to plot these points. Negative 1, 6, and 0, 3. So I don't have, my graph does not go all the way up to 12 because it was a bad choice in graph. So I'm just going to put it up here and we'll pretend. Then negative 1, 6, and 0, negative 3. So I'm going to connect them. It would be better if it was on a real graph because then you would understand what I'm trying to do, but it doesn't look as good. But, oh my gosh, and I can't draw a straight line now. There we go. So then this is a negative 1, how it falls down that way. So your assignment is 4 problems on Jamboard or easel, and then tomorrow we're going to move on.